So game number 2 here of this best of 3. Game 1, maybe not going the way that people perhaps would have expected, but it was an awesome game of PvP. Map 2 is going to be King Sejong Station, and spawning up to the top left-hand position, we have got the blue Protoss player representing Alien Invasion. It's Patience. And his opponent down to the bottom right, the orange Protoss player representing Team PK. 1-0 up in this best of 3, GunGFuBanda. The winner of this will be competing up against Hyun, who was able to beat first 2-1 in the other semi-final. So that'll be fairly intense. It's guaranteed now a PvZ finals. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Patience is able to up his game and be able to take this second map in order to force the ace game. If he loses, he'll be eliminated. He will still get some of the $600 prize money. I believe that he will get 75 euros. Third, fourth are joint at 75 euros. And second gets 150. First gets 300. If my maths is right, that's how it's worked out anyway. It's 50%, 25%, 12.5%, 12.5%, or something like that. Kind of like that. My maths is definitely struggling today. However, probe coming out nice and early here from Patience. He wants to know what is up, what is happening, and what is potentially going to be killing him. Unfortunately, or probably fortunately for him, he's going to come over and discover that actually he's not getting killed by anything. His opponent just playing very standard, grabbing down the 2 gases, has got 2 probes in each at the moment. Is that different to Patience? Patience, how many probes are you going to put in here? 2 probes in each? 2 probes in each. Okay, so nothing too crazy there. Just about a 50 gas advantage right now for GunGfu. Not huge, but still, every little bit helps. Of course, game number 1, it went on for quite a while. Patience did get himself a little bit behind just because of the fact that he did attempt to go for a Dark Templar opening that actually did nothing at all. So that always puts you at a little bit of a loss. So I would expect to see Patience just to open in a bit more of a standard way. He's going to go for a 2-gate opening, and this gets scouted nice and early by GunGfu. Sees that second gate getting made, and now it's really up to him how he decides to respond to this. Up against 2-gate, it's not necessarily bad just going for a lot of tech, a very heavy tech approach to this. Because if you've got the defender's advantage, you're actually going to be in a relatively solid spot. Still trying to keep a good little look on what kind of tech comes down. Patience nearly finished up his second gate, and there we go. Stargate coming on down from GunGfu. What comes out of this Stargate is going to be particularly interesting to me. Because an Oracle would be an unusual choice, considering we know that these 2 gateways are down, and therefore a lot of Stalker production could already be there. Otherwise, Phoenix, I actually wouldn't mind Phoenix, because then you can really zone out the Mothership Core. If there is any aggression, you can lift half the Stalkers, or a lot of the Stalkers, very easily. Voidway is another potential option that would certainly be quite useful up against a lot of Stalkers. But no, it's going to be the Oracle. So I'm intrigued to see how successful GunGfu is going to be with this. Patience does see the probe. That poor probe. Cheeky little probe. Not going to be able to do very much. Dies a hideous death, being shot at from the skies with nothing to defend himself. Otherwise, Blink coming down now for Patience. He's adding in that 3rd gate. What has he scouted? He hasn't seen the Stargate yet. He hasn't really seen anything yet. He's busy putting down some proxy pylons. This is a really nice position for a pylon. Hard to scout. Easy to get some good warp-ins. Some other good positions for pylons are like up here-ish. That's a good spot. Down here-ish is another good spot, but they get easier to scout. So the probe dies, unfortunately. Doesn't get any scout down. The Oracle is already making fine progress across the map. Could get a probe there. I think the Stalkers were able to spy it. More warp-ins and Stalkers could come through shortly, so I doubt that GunGfu is going to be able to achieve much damage here. It depends. Actually, may do now. The Stalkers moved out of position. Photon Overcharge is forced. 2 worker kills, and the Oracle gets away with its life. So actually, that was quite a nice trade there. GunGfu now setting up 3 gates. He's mass chrono boosting out Blink, but he's a long way behind on Blink. Nearly 90 seconds or so. A minute and a half behind on his blink timing. The Stalker count as well is in Patience's favor, so he could look to get aggressive. Ooh, that Oracle's brave. If blink was done, that would be a dead Oracle, but it isn't done, so it's fine. Still Patience checking around. Not going to be getting too aggressive off this. Both players are looking just to expand, get themselves into a bit more of a comfortable position. Nice safe position. Otherwise, Blink nearly finished up for Patience now. He's just chilling along. Quite a normal path, actually. Nothing insane is happening yet. So, all in all, this is a fairly standard PvP at the moment. Pretty passive, actually. Resources lost minimal. I remember the days when by 8 minutes a PvP would be over, one way or the other. Nearly every game. Don't try and mislead me to say that you don't remember the days of who could 4-gate faster. They were fun times, weren't they? It was literally just perfection was the only way a 4-gate could go. Every millisecond counted. God, that was crazy stuff. Anyway, a couple of Stalkers actually ready to intercept this Oracle. I really like this Stalker placement. They do not... Patience does not want this Oracle doing anything. Going through. Bounding about. He's trying to find a pylon. He's going to discover it. Easy peasy. Gonna go and kill it now. Could see a warp in used. Just try and stop that. Oh, is the Oracle seriously going to dodge them both? Nope, it's seen. Oh, the Stalkers as well. Oh, look at this pincer movement. Blink for it, blink for it. Just survives. Oh my goodness, 10 HP. The mad skills on that Oracle control were beautiful to see. Waiting now. See if this pylon can get saved. It won't be. Even with the blink, the pylon goes down. 100 minerals for 100 minerals though. That's okay. Going through now, looking to get a bit aggressive. He's got blink, remember. He can just back these Stalkers out. Gets a couple of probes. And forces a Photon Overcharge, actually. That's very nice. Patience, going up into the robotics bay. Already adding that in. His natural base, nicely mining. The probe count, exactly equal. On both sides, so no trouble at all there. GunGFu is going to catch a couple of Stalkers of Patience, but they've got blink. Both sides have blink, so these Stalkers should easily be able to escape away to safety. Oracle just goes for a nice little Envision coming down there. Nothing too insane. Of course, Patience got a good view thanks to this observer. Both players are being so passive at the moment. Both looking for safe opportunities to engage. Can't blame them. They're tied in supply. Slight army supply advantage for Patience. Slight worker supply advantage for First. Oh, for GunGFu, sorry. First is even in this game. He was eliminated by Hyun in the other semi-final. Colossus production now starting up. This is where things start getting a little bit sketchy for GunGFu, because he hasn't gone into Colossus tech. Now, when the Colossus count is relatively small, by no means is that a problem. Especially if your immortal count is looking healthy. What becomes a problem, though, is once that Colossus count, say, climbs up to, 8... Oh, sorry, not your 8. You're kind of 4, 5-ish. Then suddenly those Colossi can do a lot of damage. Even 3. So less than 3, the Immortals are still pretty scary against them. They can deal out a lot of damage before they're taken down. But 3, 4 Colossi, that's where things get scary. Waiting now for these Stalkers to go on in. Up the ramp they go. Ooh, try and snipe off an Immortal. Won't be able to do that. Force the overcharge, though. Note GunGFu also keeping a handful of Stalkers just around this third base. Doesn't want to allow that to get taken. Knows that a lot of Stalkers down here. Is that actually taken out? May have been. Didn't Nex just try to come down there? I'm not entirely sure. One nice model shot goes down. That probe is not making a Nexus. Everything moved out, and the pylon is actually going to see that everything's moved out now. This could signal GunGFu to going for a little bit of aggression. You could get a Colossus! Oh my goodness, see the Colossus! GunGFu, if you see that Colossus, you can kill it. I'm almost certain he can kill that. He's going for it, it's worth it. Brilliant pick-off. A Colossus for 4 Stalkers is a trade you definitely want to take. It stops that critical maps of Colossi getting made. It's still only a 1. This push from GunGFu is scary. Like, super scary. He doesn't have a pylon down on the map though, nor does he have a warp prism, so he can't resupply easily. A couple of Archons being a bit dumb there. This is getting quite tense. Army supply is really, really in GunGFu's favour. The second Colossus, or the remade second Colossus, now out. The Mothership Core does, or actually will have enough energy probably to Photon Overcharge. But the fact that a Colossus went down is huge, because that's really the reliance that's needed. A hallucinated Colossus actually shouldn't be a concern at all. GunGFu is really aware of how many Colossi there are. The fact that it's showing 4 should be pretty obvious they can't go down. Photon Overcharge already triggered. Patience knows that he needs to buy time to get a third Colossus out. That's when he might be able to take this fight. But it's still only a maybe. There's 6 Immortals there. Ah, Hallucinated Colossus coming in as well for him. This is such a tense standoff. Photon Overcharge should be subsiding shortly. This is actually quite a smart move taking this out. It allows it a little way further to back away. GunGFu's going for it, moving up the ramp. Photon Overcharge should only have a couple more seconds. The Immortals need to get in range ASAP. That's a very tight choke to try and move in with all those Zealots. The Immortals trying to do more. GunGFu drops some Immortals down the back, but not really able to get some great connections. All 3 Colossi are still standing. The Archon's trying to get the damage out, but is it going to be enough? A lot of probes getting taken down. The 3 Colossus are able to stay alive, and that's where the damage is done. Some Immortals getting chased away on their retreat. The Colossus really reigning supreme there. That was a massively favourable engagement for Patience, and he kept all 3 Colossus alive. The control was real. I love the thought process from GunGFu, attempting to come in from the back with the Warp Prism, using that Immortal drop, just trying to get that surround, getting those Immortals doing a lot. But just look at the resources lost. There's only 1 Immortal, 1 Stalker, and 6 Zealots. The 3 Colossus alone are now petrifyingly scary, and they're moving forward. Patience knows that he can win the game here, and that's what he's got to do. He doesn't have a third base, but with those Colossi, I don't see what can be done. He's also got the extra attack upgrade, which, thanks to the splash of the Colossus, is just going to be so much more useful. A lot of those Zealots caught out of position. That on its own is annoying. Patience, just waiting for another wave of Warpins, and then he's probably going to go. A couple of Archons want to be in the mix. So many Zealots caught here. Colossus going to go for this. Time Warp being used. There's a couple of units coming in from the side. It's an attempt by a flank, but the Zealots all dead now. GunGFu down, quarter of the supply. This is not looking good. GG is cool. Patience is able to level out this series 1-1. And that means we get our ace game.